Hello, golfers. It's Jeff Stanislow, and you're listening to another episode of Let's Go Low right here on AM 820 in Tampa Bay. Today, we got God, how do you put this? We have a great guest. It's a nemesis of mine, being a golfer. Today, we're talking with David Warsofsky, and he is with your friendly, unabashed cup cutter. And I say that with all the love and hate relationship that goes on in the game of golf. This guy sometimes throws me in a rage of fits. Dave, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, brother. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the invite.
So, you're out there, you cut the cups, right? You're at Tampa Palms, doing the things, putting the cups out there. And you got that love-hate relationship with all the golfers at Tampa Palms. I got the same relationship at Avila where I play. And tell us a little bit about just being that guy that gets to put those cups in and just some of the funny stories that you might have had along the way with those golfers.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The fact that in a way, it's like a control freak that I get to dictate how your golf game goes. That's the best way to put it. The fact that I get to choose where the pin goes. But as a golfer myself, I take pride into the green. I take pride into where the pin should go. I'm not going to put it in a spot next to a divot. I'm not going to put it next to a cup. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to where I get to interact with our members here at Temple Palms. And Dave, what the heck was that? That was a mean spot on 14. Dave, what's up? Oh, they were perfect. So it's just a lot of fun that I get to dictate where you golf. But I think a lot of people don't realize that I'm a golfer too. So I'm not doing it just to you. I'm doing it to myself. I just played on Wednesday at my course, and the members know if David's golfing that day, it's because the cups are cut perfectly. It's for my benefit or whatever. So the golfers know there at Temple Palms that, yep, David's golfing today. The cups are good.
That's right. So this is Jeff Stanislow. You're listening to another episode of Let's Go Low right here on AM 820. This episode is brought to you by Golfers Unite. It's golfersunite.com. You want to check it out. Our memberships are now available. If you sign up for a free membership, you can get access to 4 brands, including Found Golf Balls. We got Sunday Golf Balls. We got 18 brands. If you want access to all 18 brands, you just sign up as a premium member. It costs you $30 for the year. Go to golfersunite.com and check it out. So, David, FUCC, I love it. Your friendly, unabashed cap cutter, working out of Tampa Palms. When you play on Wednesdays, all of a sudden the rounds of plays want to go up on Wednesdays because they know you put them in a great spot for all the members. Tell us a little bit about how you started kind of this brand and this conversation. And my understanding is you have podcasts and you have guests on. And I love the story behind this. And I'm a story guy myself. So why don't you share with our listening audience a little bit about FUCC?
Yeah, so it's best way to spell it out, like you said, if you were to say it, obviously probably not appropriate for on the radio, but it's your friendly unabashed cup cutter golf podcast. So I'm retired military. Instead of staying in the corporate world after I got out, I decided to enjoy life. I lost my dad to cancer, my own medical issues from the military, and I started working at golf courses, and it's been amazing. I was in every position between the cart barn, the pro shop, and everything, and I just found my love being outside and cutting cups. And it was in October of last year, of 2025. I was sitting out with some friends, said, Dave, you love people, you love talking. You should start a podcast on golf. I said, why not? And it was named something else, but I had the help of my little sister that said, the smarter one of all of us, you should use it unabashed because I'm not shy, I'm not bashful or anything. It takes a lot. And it made for a very play on word if you were to say the acronym. And that's something that I love to do is talking and having conversations. And I do it in my 1971 Volkswagen bus that I restored. And I've been traveling all over Tampa Bay and sharing a couple of things. I do a greenskeeper's insights because I am a greenskeeper. I have I've used the big fairways. I've done, the weed whacker and everything, but my passion is cup cutting. To the fact that, when you're in a parking lot and you see a very beautiful car, you take a picture of it. It's funny, on my phone, I have pictures of my previous cups that I've cut. The fact that it looks crisp, it looks nice. I just take pride in it because also I'm a golfer. And so I do greenskeepers insights. I do became friends ever since, and now he's my co-host. So we do weekly episodes. And then the big thing that's been happening is the conversations that I have. I love talking with people. You'll find out, Jeff, when we finally meet in person, I'm a hugger because life is short. You just don't know.
Get those
And I hug
hugs.
everybody. Yeah, I hug everybody. I'm a big, almost Samoan looking guy. I'm half Filipino, so I'm a big guy. But I hug everybody just because life is short. And so that's the thing is I love having conversations. I'll travel in my Volkswagen bus and talk to club fitters, superintendents, park girls, gentlemen like yourself, and I just love hearing their stories. And then that's pretty much it. It's I've been very blessed to where we've been to the PGA show with a media badge. We did a podcast there. I was part of the GCAA, which is the Golf Course Superintendent Association of America, because I'm a greenskeeper. I was there with a media badge. And then now I'm having the opportunity to talk with you, Jeff, on the radio, and just having conversations because you just don't realize what people have on who you've talked to, you know?
Yeah, 100%. This is Jeff Stanislaw. You're listening to another episode of Let's Go Low right here on AM 820. We're talking with David Warsofsky. He is with FUCC, which is your friendly, unabashed cap cutter. We're talking about the love and the passion of golf and bringing golfers. That's, in essence, Golfers Unite. And what you do is it has a lot of great synergies. We tell stories. We get to know the golfers. Behind every golfer is a story. And David, thanks for your service at the Air Force. And, we appreciate that. I just finished off a 16-day road trip all over the, eastern part of the U.S. And we raised $4,000 for the nonprofit organization Appreciate Your Service. So, thank you for your service in regards to doing that. And it's been great. This is Jeff Stanislaw. You're listening to another great episode of Let's Go Low right here on AM 820. David, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Volkswagen bus that you're a part of there, and that you restored, and this is where you travel all over Tampa Bay and set up shop and talk to people.
That's right. Yeah, I've had she's a 1971 Volkswagen bus named Tink. How we got her was many years ago. We were stationed in Virginia, and I had a 68 Bug that I had unfortunately wrecked. And I bought this Volkswagen at the time from a buddy, and it was holes all everywhere and everything. I can share pictures with you offline. And then I've had this bus forever where we go to the beach. I love to cruise in this thing. And then when we started the podcast last October, someone said, Dave, you should use your Volkswagen as a mobile podcast studio. I'm like, why not? I mean, and that's exactly what we do. So she's very not your typical Volkswagen. She has palm tree fronds. She's a seafoam green. She's got pink roof rack, all that jazz. My style and everything. The bamboo up top and everything like that. So it makes for intimate conversation when we have in here. So, and I did pretty much majority of all my work. Some of the metal work and obviously some of those things I couldn't do, but the engine, wiring, like I'm about to pull the engine out here pretty soon to do some maintenance because I travel all over the place, down to Sarasota, been to Orlando.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. This is Jeff Stanislaw. You're listening to another great episode of Let's Go Low right here on AM 820, brought to you by Golfers Unite, golfersunite.com. Memberships are now open. Get access to great golf deals. Free membership, you get access to 4 deals. And if you want access to 14 more, we have a paid membership. It's only $30. Check out golfersunite.com. So, Dave, on your travels, we're talking with David Warsofsky. He is with FUCC, which is your friendly, unabashed cap cutter. Tell us a little bit maybe about one of the recent trips that you made and maybe a story behind someone that you interviewed on your podcast. And now let's also include how someone can check out your stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So I would say the biggest one share that I would love to share is Sarah Kenyari. I was at the PGA show for demo day, and she happened to come by with her friend, Chris, to share her story. I said, come on in, let's have a conversation. And she was 13 years old in Kenya, that a woman came to her village to take 30 girls to learn how to golf. She was not picked. She snuck onto the camp, and the coach is like, "Excuse me, little one, what are you doing here?" She wants to learn how to. I want to learn how to golf. And she just graduated with her master's degree in I think it's not sports medicine, but like something in sports with a master's degree. And now she's working on her way to the LPGA. Those type of conversations are just amazing. Conversation with Bobby Van Sweden down over in St. Pete, who's a club fitter for almost 30 years and was on tour for TaylorMade. But he was a roadie for 11 years before that for Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard. We wouldn't know about him, but we shared his stories in my Volkswagen. Oh, I got another story about him that I'll share later that it literally just gave me goosebumps. But those are the type of stories that I love. So yeah, for people to find out, I'm on all the major platforms. I'm on YouTube and Spotify. You can look up Your Friendly Unabashed Cup Cutter, your FUCC. I'm on Instagram, social media, all that jazz. But if you were to look up Your Friendly Unabashed Cup Cutter or FUCC, you can find me.
Fantastic. This is David Warsofsky. He is the creator behind Your Friendly Unabashed Cap Cutter. Definitely check it out. I'm sure there's pictures of this, of your Volkswagen van and the stories and everything like that. I know in July I'm coming to the van myself.
Yes.
We're gonna meet at Avila Country Club, or we're gonna meet at Tampa Palms. We'll play one of the two when we get a chance. Now, back to the business of cup cutting.
Okay.
We got the U.S. Open coming up to Shinnecock here in a few weeks. What are the greenskeepers and the cup cutters kind of going through right now in their preparation for a major tournament like that? What are they thinking about? Just you have experience. I want some insight for our listeners who are golfers to say, hey, there's a lot more behind than just sticking the tool in the ground. So
yeah. I think it's just these guys are going to be very comfortable, right? They've been cutting cups practically almost every day or so. They're very well experienced, so they know where to put the pin, what to look for. For myself, I'm going to make sure my cup cutter is nice and sharp. That's a big one because you got to have that nice, clean, crisp edge. People don't realize some golf courses, they don't sharpen the cup. I do it. I try to do it at least twice just to make sure that edge is nice and sharp. But really, it's just these guys have been doing it for so long. It's like second nature to them. Right. They know they've already been told where to put the pin. All they got to make sure is that they're straight up and down, perpendicular to the slope, not to the slope, but to the ground itself. Because they might be putting, just like at the Masters, putting a cup on a slope, but you still got to make sure it's nice and straight because you don't want to make sure they're stacked up. So that's really it, is just making sure all that experience that they have of cutting a cup. It doesn't matter what venue you're at, what major that you're at, that it could be at the Augusta, it could be wherever. These guys know what they're doing. And as long as they're, getting plenty of sleep the night before, because they're going to be very busy, making sure those cups are really good to go.
Exactly. David Warsofsky, he is Your Friendly Unabashed Cap Cutter. You guys can check him out if you just search up on any of the major social media platforms, Your FUCC. And if you want, and you can write it all down, Your Friendly Unabashed Cap Cutter. Check out a lot of his stories on his podcast. And he's doing great things. I'm looking forward to being on it myself. This episode of Let's Go Low is brought to you by Golfers Unite. Check out golfersunite.com. New memberships now available. We have a free one where you can get access to 4 great brands. And for the premium access, you can get 14 more brands, including branded bills, Tacoma. We got Pinned Golf, Sunday Golf, Payne Stewart collection, and much more. Check out golfersunite.com. Dave, we've got about a minute left. And I wanted to give you the floor is yours. Tell us a little bit about why you love golf so much. I mean, you served our country. Thank you very much for that. You working at golf courses and stuff like that, and you love to play golf. But, what's the story behind why golf?
The biggest thing what I love about golf, coming from a guy that played hockey his whole life, I love being outside, and I love the brotherhood and the sisterhood outside on the golf course. Right. I love playing scrambles. I love playing with my guys. We do like 2v2 scramble match. And it's the bantering, it's the talking, it's as a man, I've been married to my wife for 26 years. I have 3 grown boys, but it's our escape. We're outside. We have one thing to focus on is putting that darn little white ball in that hole. And it's being with the guys and the gals of just enjoying each other, talking what's on your mind. Let's have a conversation. Let's laugh. And it's the best feeling in the world to be outside with your friends trying to play this sport, because we're never going to be good at it, but it's just so much fun. And I don't like golfing by myself. I don't. I love playing outside, being with the guys, being present in the moment with all my friends.
Well, you are definitely one of the uniters at Golfers Unite. That's the whole principle behind what we're doing here. This is Jeff Stanislow, and thank you for tuning in, Tampa, to another episode of Let's Go Low right here on AM 820 every Saturday morning. Thank you lots, Dave.
Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate it.